friends, it is Natalie, and it is time for a long overdue Reese Witherspoon book club review, and I'm so happy to announce that there's going to be 2 books each month. We're going to still have our adult book, but she's also going to be doing a young adult book, so 2 books a month. I'm very happy and excited about it, so let's jump in. So I have not had a Reese Witherspoon book club review video since June, so we're going to have to do a little catch up here. The July book was I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austen Channing Brown. This is a quick read, and Austen Channing Brown, this is a memoir about being Black and growing up in a mostly white environment. Now, I don't rate nonfiction books because it really kind of depends on the reader. Reese picked this book right after the whole George Floyd incident. So when I'm talking about this book, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna recommend this book to everybody. I know right now race is a very touchy subject with so many of us. There's people of all races who think we need to be talking about race more. There are people of all races who are saying, you know what, I'm sick of talking about racism. So what I would say is, if you are interested in learning more about Black culture or what it might be for this lady to, you know, have these experiences, then I would definitely recommend you read it. If you're at a point right now, I know 2020 is crazy, where you're like, I'm sick of hearing about race, then you might want to put this book on hold and maybe save it for another time when people aren't feeling so angry on both sides of the issue. Now, her August pick was called Everything Inside. It's by Edwidge Danticat. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And this was a book of short stories. And like so many people, when Reese announced that she was having a book with a lot of short stories, I was very apprehensive. But I'm glad to say I was pleasantly surprised. I started reading this book right when I came home from the hospital. For those of you who don't know, the reason why I took a 2-month break on my channel is because I had to have major surgery for a bowel obstruction. And the author is from Haiti, and the different stories, and every story is so different, are about people who are from Haiti or they have relatives that are Haitian, but each story was very unique. And after I read the first story, I decided I was going to read 1 story a day for 8 days. Now, I know Girly Girl Bookworm has done a much more in-depth review of this book, and I will put that down in the description. And then her September pick was The Last Story of Mina Lee, a novel by Nancy Joyen Kim. I hope I'm not butchering that. Now, this is a book I've already started and I'm already loving. This book has 2 main characters and it has 2 timelines happening. We have Margot. She is a young woman. She is Korean. She was raised by a single Korean mother. And Margot's timeline is 2014, and she is living in Portland, and she's trying to reach her mother who lives in Koreatown in LA, and she cannot get a hold of her. So when she comes down to LA with a close friend who is moving there and she checks in on her mother, unfortunately she finds her mother's body in her apartment. And it's one of those situations where she's kind of fallen over and it looks like, yeah, it might have been, you know, natural causes or an accident, but maybe, you know, there was some foul play. And then the other main character is her mother, Mina, and it takes place in the late 80s, and it's about the time she has come to America. She does not speak English. She is alone. She was a war orphan. She's lost her husband and daughter after a horrible car accident, and she's just, you know, in survival mode. So as we go back and forth through the 2 timelines, we hopefully are going to discover what exactly happened. And at the same time, Margot hopefully will get some answers, because she doesn't really know a whole lot about, you know, who was her father, where's my mother from, you know, her family story. She really doesn't know a lot. So hopefully as she starts uncovering more and more, we'll find out her mother's story, which is why it's called The Last Story of Mina Lee, and hopefully Margot's going to get a lot of perspective. So I am a huge YA fan, and so when I found out Reese was going to be doing a YA book or a young adult book every month, I was very happy to hear that. She'll be announcing her adult book of the month at the very beginning of the month, and then about mid-month she will announce what the young adult book is. So her first book, she picked it in August, is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Now, I have not read this yet. I will be reading this in the September young adult book, and so by the time we have an October Reese Witherspoon book club review, hopefully I'll be able to tell you about both of these books. Our main character is named Liz. She is living in a poor town in the Midwest, but she has plans that she wants to get out. She wants to go to Pennington College. She wants to be in their world-known orchestra, and she wants to be a doctor. But then her financial aid that she was depending on falls through, and she needs to come up with a plan B. So Liz is not really into the social scene of her high school. You know, she has her eyes set on the future, but when this financial aid falls through, she remembers that the prom queen gets scholarship money. So now she has another plan, but how is she gonna make this happen? So it looks like Liz, who was not paying attention to the social scene, is going to have to really get into the social politics of her high school and see if she can win this money. I've heard this book is really good, I've heard it's really funny, and I can't wait to tell you next month if I think it's something you should pick up. Real quick, because I always forget, please hit subscribe if you're enjoying this video and hit that bell. You can also follow me on Instagram, that's down in the description. Send me a DM and I will follow you right back. Now, the September young adult book is called Furia, and I just put my order in. According to Goodreads, this book is set in Argentina. Our main character is named Camilla, who lives a double life. At home, she is an obedient daughter. She has a mother who has very high expectations. She has a father who can sometimes have a quick temper and be a little abusive. And she lives in the shadow of her brother, who is this huge soccer star. But what her family does not realize is that she also plays soccer secretly. And on the field, she is known as La Furia because she has some mad skills on the soccer field. She is so excited when she finds out that her team is going to go to the South American tournament. And she hopes that this will lead to a scholarship so that she can go to college in North America. But the catch is, she needs her parents' permission, and her parents don't think that girls should play soccer. And if that isn't enough drama, we also find out that an old love is going to come into the picture, and she cannot be distracted. But you know what? Love can be distracting. So I can't wait for that to come in. I can't wait to read it and let you guys know how it is. Thank you so much for watching. My Celebrity Book Club review video should be coming out soon, where we're going to look at books from Oprah's book club, Emma Roberts' book club, and Jenna Bush Hager's book club. And guys, there have been some amazing books over the summer. I cannot wait to share them with you. So I will see you guys later. Bye.